on this. All right. Remember, we've talked about data, right? We have talked about it, so we're not going to spend any time on this slide. Okay. We are going to go into detail later on about the units of measurement. Okay. However, for what I would prefer is that you use metric measurements. Okay. Centimeters, meters, seconds, things like that. Okay, that's what I would prefer you use. And then we'll go ahead and talk about that at a later point in time about how that conversion stuff. So, and we'll talk about the metric system. We'll talk about the base units. You guys are familiar with this, meters, kilograms, all that stuff. Don't worry about electric currents, and kelvins, and candles, and moles, and all that stuff. This is later on down the road. But you guys know about meters, you know about grams and kilograms. You've heard of all that before. You've had experience using that. Some of you guys are going to be working with volume. Okay, some of you guys are going to be working with volume. And you might have an irregular shaped object, but you don't know how you're going to find the volume of that object. Okay? You might have to do this thing called volume by water displacement. Volume by water displacement, and all that is this. If you have a rock, okay, and you put a rock in a cylinder, and if that cylinder starts at 7 milliliters, you drop that rock in, and the water rises to 9. Okay, the difference between 7 and 9 is 2, so the volume of that rock is 2 milliliters. That's called volume by water displacement. It's pretty simple. You've all done this before, believe it or not. Okay, each and every one of you have. It's called, if you've taken a bath in your life, it's called water displacement. Okay, that's why you don't fill the bathtub up all the way when you get in it. All right, because that water's going to rise. Now there's a great Calvin and Hobbes cartoon about that. It's actually pretty funny. Calvin and Hobbes is one of my favorite cartoons. But anyway, that's volume by water displacement. We're not going to spend a lot of time on that. Actually, we're just going to skip it. We're going to go all the way here to data tables and charts. This is where the important stuff is. Okay? What I'm hoping to do is I'm hoping to stop at about 20 minutes, 25 minutes or so. And that way, if you have questions, I can hit some of those. All right? So if you don't, at the end of when we're done, if you don't have any questions, you'll be free to roll out at the end of class. So that's kind of what I'm looking at. All right. First things first. Data tables. You all have created data tables before.